Hi guys, and welcome to Escape Wheel Watch Reviews. My name is Steve, and today we're looking at a new watch out of the Tandorio factory. So this doesn't have any specific name or anything like that. We're just going to call it a California Panerai Homage, I guess. I purchased this watch for about $100 from the Time Watch Store. I will leave their link down in the description. They have agreed to pay me back after this review goes live, so that's why you would have seen that includes paid promotion icon in the corner. The watch comes in two different colors. You have this brown or you have a black dial, and it is supplied on a brown or black leather strap. The case is made of 316L stainless steel. It has a sapphire crystal, screw-down crown, screw-down case back, which aids in the claimed 200 meters of water resistance, and it's powered by a Seiko NH35 automatic movement. So it's not a bad package, especially considering the price, and I think it's a pretty attractive watch. But is it the right Panerai homage for you? Let's find out. But before we do that, we'll do a quick wrist check here, since people have been asking about it. Pagani Paul Newman homage, really nice on this Marine National strap. Really like it, very comfortable. I'll be leaving the link for that up here. So first things first, as always, get the dimensions out of the way. This is listed as a 42 millimeter watch. So let's see what it comes up with. Getting right about 42, 41.7. It is 13.5 millimeters thick, which is good because they were saying it was almost 14 millimeters on the site. 22 millimeter lug width, and the overall case length is 49 millimeters. And on this supplied leather strap, it weighs 92 grams. So it's a manageable size. I think the cushion case kind of helps the larger dimensions wear pretty good, I think. So I'm going to go outside right now and throw it on the wrist for you. Here it is on my 7.5 inch wrist, and you can see it still fits me fine. I know these are supposed to be a little bit bigger watches anyway, so yeah, no surprise that it does wear a little bit big. But you can see down the wrist shot here, still hugs the wrist pretty nicely with the curve down to those lugs. And I think the strap conforms to the wrist well. You got plenty of adjustments there. And yeah, I do like the way it looks. You got plenty of reflection off of the crystal, and the case looks really good. In some direct sunlight here, you get a nice feel for the dial. You can see it's a matte dial there, and yeah, I mean it does look really good. You got the nice cutouts. I mean, it just looks cool. Plenty of AR on the crystal, I think, and it cuts down on reflections enough. And yeah, you get a nice catch of the blued hands there. We'll talk about those in a little bit. But yeah, I do think overall, I think it looks really, really good. Very comfortable. The crown maybe digs in a little bit. If you wear it low on the wrist, it's going to dig in, but wearing it up high doesn't affect me any. But yeah, it does look really good. I'm going to try and throw this on some straps, and we'll get back to the review. And here we are on a black ribbed NATO that I just modified, so it's a single pass. Still sits pretty low to the wrist there. And yeah, like I mentioned, I got very minimal 22 millimeter straps, so this is kind of what we have to deal with. Not the color I would have gone with, but it doesn't look too bad, I don't think. What do you guys think? I'm going to try it on one other strap, and we'll get back to it. And lastly, here we are. A little bit of color. I like the khaki with the red. I think it looks pretty good on this. Again, wouldn't be my first choice, but yeah, again, strap options are limited in 22. So I just need to get some, apparently. If I'm going to keep buying watches with 22 millimeter lugs, I need to buy some straps. What do you guys think? So let's talk about the case finishing. So we're going to get real close here, talk about the case. It's an interesting case. It's kind of got that Radiomir style case, but the just the fixed lugs. It's not the wire lugs. So it's a mixture of a couple. I haven't really seen any Panerai that has this style case. If someone knows one, I am far from a Panerai expert. So if someone does know of one that has this style case with fixed lugs, then just let me know. Drop it down in the comment section. But anyway, case finishing, it's fine. It's not exactly perfect. It's kind of hard to show on such a unique case, I guess. But you can see like the transition from the light to the dark there in the reflection. You got a little bit of pitting going on. Not pitting, but those little peaks and valleys. Luckily, this case shape kind of it hides it well. I'll say that. It does hide it pretty well, just because there's not many flat surfaces on here. So yeah, I've noticed that the polishing isn't perfect. I'll say that. And you kind of expect that from Tandorio. You get good polishing, just not excellent polishing. But the case shape on this thing is really, really interesting. You do have some pretty good turn down to the lugs there, so it does hug the wrist pretty good. It is completely polished, like I mentioned. You got a unsigned crown at the 3 o'clock position. Nice big onion style crown. Yeah, I mean, this thing is super grippy. I love it. Absolutely love it. But yeah, I mean, it's a simple case finishing. It's all polished. The bottom case back here, screw down case back, kind of has your typical spec sheet around the outside in this matted area, and then polished on the outsides. Just your simple tools here to pop off the case back, which I really love to see. And yeah, I think for $100, it's what you would expect. I really wish they would maybe polish some of it, just to give it a little bit of interest, but you know, I think that's kind of how the Panerais are. So yeah, it's fine. Yeah, let's talk about the crystal. We'll do a quick sapphire check here. You can see it does test positive for sapphire, so that's good. And it is a very slightly domed sapphire crystal. It does have anti-reflective coating on it, which is nice to see. It's not an ugly blue color or anything like that. It's a pretty nice crystal. Yeah, I've got no real complaints about it. I think they did a little bit a light coating of anti-reflective on it, because you do get reflections on it. But honestly, I have had no problems actually reading this out in direct sunlight or anything like that. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the crystal on it. So getting close, talking about the dial here. So like I mentioned earlier, this is offered in this brown fume dial here, and then you've got the black one, which is here. And yeah, I went with this brown fume just because it looks so cool. They really did a good job on this. It's got a really nice fade from a darker brownish reddish color to this light brown in the middle here. Really nicely done. You got a white printed railroad minute tracker on the outside. Again, nicely done. I don't see any weird paint issues or anything like that. It's done nicely. The dial is a sandwich dial, so if you're unaware what that is, you have 2 layers to the dial. So the under layer is lumed, and then you have a top layer that has the cutouts for the numerals, and you can see it really good right there. And I mean, they did a good job on it. I'm pretty impressed. I don't see any kind of weird or rough edges on the numerals or anything like that. I like the font that they chose. They did a good job. I think it looks pretty cool. The handset on this is really nice. As you probably saw earlier and right there, really nicely blued hands. I doubt they're heat treated blued. They're probably just painted with a lacquer blue or something like that. But they do a pretty good job of imitating that heat treatment. Yeah, really nicely done. I mean, look at the size on them. The second hand reaches right out to the minute track. Same with the minute hand. And the hour hand, if anything, it might be a little too long. I mean, but it looks awesome. That hour hand is split in 2, so you have no trouble reading the time on this thing. The California dial, I know it's a bit controversial. I actually like it. I like it. It's got the Roman numerals on the top and the Arabic on the bottom. Looks really cool, I think. The lume on this watch is pretty disappointing, though. The images online make it seem pretty good, but I'm going to pop up a lume shot. And here you can see it against some of my other watches in my collection, and it just does, it's just not great, which is kind of expected from a watch in this price range. Under $100, you're not getting any good lume except for like a steel dive. So let's talk about the movement here. So the movement operated by this 3 o'clock crown. It is a screw down crown, nice and grippy crown. The screw in and screw out action, it's a little bit gritty. It's not the worst I've had, but definitely not the best I've had. There's no wobble or anything on the crown, so nice solid crown. You do get a pretty positive pop out there. You do have a ghost date position, so the first position here changes the date. You can feel it clicking back there and hear it clicking back there. The second position hacks the second hand, so it's the NH35. If you don't know about it, it hand winds, it hacks. It is about 40 hours of power reserve, and yeah, I mean, it just does everything you need it to do, and it's very reliable, very accurate for what it is, and yeah, it's cheap to replace. So it's a great movement, especially in a watch this price. This is the movement I want to see in a watch at $100. So let's talk about the strap. So like I mentioned, this brown dial comes with a brown or tan leather strap. I don't think it's real leather. It's actually kind of a suede material in this one. I don't know if the black one is the same or not, but it's a fine strap. It does taper from 20 down to 17-ish. So you got a nice taper down here. I mean, it's kind of got that abrupt taper there. I've had this style strap on other watches. I do prefer just a smooth taper, but yeah, this one is fine. Comfort-wise, it's been okay. Definitely not the best strap you're going to get on an alley watch, but I don't think it's the worst strap. I think it's plenty long. You can see I'm on this hole right here, so you can see it goes up to probably 8.5 inches and down to probably 6.5 inches. So plenty of adjustments, I think. You do have one floating keeper here, one stationary keeper. The buckle, as you can see, it's a stainless steel buckle. I've seen it multiple times here. It's kind of mixture of brushed and polished, and it's a fine buckle. Obviously unspectacular, but it works. I've got no real complaints with it. I guess it is a little bit sharp on this corner here, but it's not anything that's ever bothered me. Just something to know. I do wish it was more polished, and that way it would match the case. Maybe have one of those big Tang Panerai style buckles, but yeah, they're just buying these from a supplier and yeah, throwing it on there. So I do think it looks pretty good. I'll say that. And the stitching is done pretty well. No quick release. It doesn't even say genuine leather or anything on the bottom of it, so it doesn't smell like leather. And yeah, I mean, it's I'm okay with it not being real leather as long as it's comfortable, and it has been comfortable. But it's just not. Yeah, I would definitely be throwing this on a different strap. I'll say that. So there you have it, guys. That's the new Tandorio California California Dial, I guess. I wish they would kind of give these things model numbers. Anyway, I do think it's a pretty nice watch. I've been enjoying wearing it. I just love the color on it. The crown, I think, is really cool. And yeah, it's a nice little package for $100. Really fun watch. So if you are interested in this, I'll be leaving the link down in the description. Go and pick it up. Check them out. The Time Watch Store, they were great for me. I had no problems with them. If you guys want to see some more pictures of this, head over to my Instagram channel. I'll be leaving that link down below as well. And yeah, I'll be sure to post some more pictures of this thing on Rest. If you guys have any questions or comments, drop them down below. I'd like to hear what you guys think about this. Are you going to pick one up? Not going to pick one up? Why wouldn't you? What would make you pick this up? How about that? I think some really good lume on this would be awesome. I think that's about it, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.